Coming to you from Seattle, Washington, and Atlanta, Georgia, The Mark and Harry Show.
The best show in the world.
What's up?
How's it going, Harry? How are you, man?
It's going good. Good. Had a long weekend, relaxing though. I'm definitely really tired.
You had a bunch of days off of class, right?
Yeah, had a bunch of days off because of the snow.
What,
Didn't
all
do
of last
anything.
week or what?
Tuesday through Thursday. And Tuesday is like my worst day class-wise. I have 4.5 hours of class basically straight. And it all went
Great.
away. And, yeah, so it was relaxing. I stayed in. Started
So
watching
does
some
Atlanta
TV
just not have
shows.
the infrastructure to manage the snow, and they just wait for it to melt? Is that pretty much how it works?
They used salt last time, 2 weeks ago. This time though it was icy. I gotta turn that off. It was icy, and so I think it's kind of harder to deal
Manage
with
it.
that with what we have.
Yeah,
with our
Seattle doesn't
infrastructure.
use salt because it's bad for the environment. So
Oh wow, well
it's
excuse
pretty
me.
much like
Guess here in Atlanta though, we
no
do
one gives a
things the
shit.
old-fashioned way.
Yeah, it's really interesting being in the city.
What do they do
So I've never really
instead?
lived anywhere that's so environmentally conscious. Like every place composts. They charge you for plastic bags at the grocery store. Little stuff like that.
Yeah, Seattle's a real progressive city.
Very progressive.
Wait, what do they use though instead of salt?
Well, it just very rarely snows here. It's snowed here twice since I've been here.
Huh.
The first time I didn't go to work, the whole city shut down. The second time was on a Saturday, and people just walked and went out. But it's usually warm enough within 24 hours for it to all melt. And yeah, it can just be dangerous because it's super hilly.
Yeah, you can hardly tell it snowed here anymore. You see bits and pieces, but it all basically went away for Friday. And
Little hints.
yeah, what'd you do? What'd you do this weekend?
On Friday,
Valentine's
for
Day.
Valentine's Day, a bunch of friends came over, and we got drunk off of wine and watched House of Cards. Yeah, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. So
Season
got pretty
two?
far into that.
Season two?
Season two. It's been pretty good. I am sometimes too ADD for that show just because there's so much plot going on, and I
Yeah.
zone out for one scene and then I miss what's going on.
Yep.
But have you watched any of it?
That's exactly my experience with the show. I tried watching, I think based on your recommendation, some other people. I started the first episode of season 1 like a couple months ago, and I'm just horrible attention span wise. I'm looking at my phone, and
Exactly.
it seems like it just requires your full attention, and that there'd be a good payoff for if you do pay attention.
I mean, there is. It's just so pathetic that we can't put our phones away and stay off of Reddit. And
Yeah, but it's a TV show, so if it's something I care about, I'm legitimately interested in.
yeah, you'll
I
watch
can
it.
easily-
Yeah, the first episode was nuts of the second season,
Was it?
and yeah, it's getting good. But did that, and then yesterday we bought tickets to this roller derby match. Have you ever heard or been to one of those? The girls roller derby.
I think I saw a Snapchat of it. Yeah, I've heard of it.
Oh,
Why don't you
yeah, I
talk about
Snapchatted
it?
that
Talk
too.
about it. Talk about it a little bit.
So basically, do you know what an Indian run is?
No.
So it's like a exercise they do in soccer, where you run in a line, and then the person in the back has to run to the front.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah,
I've
it's like a
done that
common
before, yeah.
warm up for soccer, and that's basically what it is. There's someone in the back who has a star on their head, and they try to lap all the other people on the other team, and then they have to pass them, and they're always trying to block them. And the amount of people that they
Oh,
pass, they
okay.
get a point. So it's really physical. They're trying to hit each other out of the track.
Any gore?
Not really. There were a couple injuries, but I mean they're all padded up. But it was really interesting. I mean, I'm thinking if there was men playing, it would be a lot nastier.
Right.
was big dudes.
Were the chicks cute?
There actually were. I mean, a lot of them were, pretty butch and covered in tattoos and weird hair. But some of them were very attractive. I was pretty surprised. But roller derby, yeah, and they had quite a following. It was at Key Arena, which is like the basketball stadium here. It was pretty entertaining. But it was two games that are each an hour long. It started at 5:30. We were there till 8:30, and we left during this halftime of the second game. We were just so starving, we had to leave.
So it was fun though.
Yeah, it was a good time. Got some sushi. Went out to some bars. I ended things with this girl that I went out with a couple times.
Oh
So
no.
so that's a load off my shoulders. You know what, guys?
Yeah, seriously,
You,
let's
you
go.
can't argue with the heart.
Yeah. So how did you, if you're willing to talk about it, how did it go down?
It was really quick. We met up at this bar last night when I was with some friends. Then we went to another bar, just us two, and I like knew I had to say something. And yeah, I just told her I enjoy hanging out with her. Blah blah blah. I don't think we have a connection. I don't think we're compatible. And it was so quick. It was just like we were walking home from this bar, and we got to an intersection. She's like, "Oh, you're going that way?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, I'm gonna go this way." I'm like, "Okay." And then
well, it
that
was
was it.
just you and her.
It
There?
was just
Or you
me.
were
Yeah,
friends
at the
still?
end of the night, it was just us two.
Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. So
Yeah,
how did she?
that's okay.
How did she respond to that?
Um, who knows? I mean, it was so quick. I'm also surprised I did it because I was like
Yeah.
relatively drunk.
Well, that's not surprising. It's probably easier to do.
Maybe it was easier. But I mean, who knows? It's not like we went out several times, but we have a bunch of mutual friends, so I just felt like it had to be done
Is it
sort
gonna
of
be
gently.
weird?
Like some of my friends were saying, like, just don't text her for a couple weeks, but it's just so mean. I just can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. The not texting is definitely
It's just
hard.
it's pretty
because
rude.
It's like,
I mean, it's a lot easier if I have no connection with that person besides going out with them a
Right.
couple times.
it's like she's texted
Um,
you before, so. if you
Yeah,
just
and I've
ignored it-
been wanting to say something for like a week, so
So she
I
was
finally
she
did.
was she was cool with it. How'd she?
I
react?
mean, how cool? I mean, I don't know. I guess.
She like played it like cool.
Yeah,
Maybe
she played it off.
probably
She's
was
like, okay,
upset.
okay.
Yeah.
And I felt bad, like her family's in town, but I just didn't want to drag it out.
Our producer Jennifer just passed me a note and told me that the girl that you broke up with is now looking to date me. So,
Wow,
would you be
God
okay,
damn
would
it.
you be okay with that?
I knew I shouldn't have published all this online earlier today. You know what, Harrison? If she's gonna be with anyone, I'm glad she's with you.
Yeah, I don't think we're Eskimo brothers yet, so maybe.
Yeah, we're not.
Yeah.
Huh.
Um,
I wonder how many people in our fraternal class I'm Esco brothers with.
Jeff.
Jeff, and maybe Fields.
All right. Yeah. So,
Maybe two.
so yeah, Valentine's Day. There's a couple.
What'd you
things.
do?
Yeah, I Valentine's Day. I didn't do anything special. I just hung out with some of my single friends. We ended up going drinking. Daniel and Piero. Piero was in town. One of our fraternity brothers.
Where's Pierre living right now?
Miami. And he seems like he's doing well. He's helping with that. It's really interesting. I don't know how they probably don't want us to get that into it, but they're developing a product that involves sleeping. And
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't
you've
realize
heard
he was
about
part of that venture.
Yeah, it sounds like a real multi-million-dollar idea. There's
I think it's a
definitely
great
market
idea. I
for
think they're
it.
going to do really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, they seem very serious about it, and so yeah, let's talk to him about that. So we went out and drank, and then ran into this girl who I'm kind of interested in, but I'm like intimidated by her because she's like very, very good looking. And
Is this the girl in your law school class?
yeah, not my year, and so yeah, that was fun. Talked to her a little bit. I still can't tell whether or not she's interested or not. I kind of have something going on with a girl at UGA Law, but that's like an hour and something.
Oh
away.
yeah,
So
that's
she's
still happening.
really cool. She's really smart. I'm still talking to her and stuff, but it's just
It's pretty far.
it's hard. Yeah, it's like an hour and 15-minute drive. 2.5 hours both ways. Yeah, it's just a big time commitment. But she's cool. She's a really good girl. But I kind of wanted to move on from that, and I haven't spoken to her a while. And then what else? Okay, and then last night I went out again with some other buddies. This girl was having a birthday party, so I went to that. We went to like a dance club danced the night away. Talked to some people. You know, it was basically a pretty standard night. But this is where it gets interesting.
Okay.
Oh shit! All right, ready? Wait, I needed some good sound effects. Someone sent me a text at 2:30 a.m. An unexpected text.
Do I know this person?
Yes.
Wow.
Dana, my ex-girlfriend.
Wow.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
What was the subject? Guys, quiet down.
They're clapping and booing. They're clapping and booing for that. So, let me look. Basically,
Wait, she's still dating that guy, right?
yeah, she's still dating that guy. I guess like right when we broke up senior year, we had a sort of up and down relationship for the audience. I guess I dated her for over a year, and then I broke up with her. We went kind of up and down the last semester before we graduated, and things just kind of went bad. I wanted to stay with her, and she was going to New York. I was going to Atlanta for Emory. I was wanting her to go to Atlanta, but she wasn't interested in that, which is that's fine. That's her decision. And then we kind of ended badly, and we just didn't talk really. I think since we've broken up, we've had maybe 3 conversations with each other, and this is over almost 2 years. And
You called her on her birthday though, right, Andrew?
I didn't call her. I texted her.
Texted her?
She texted
Alright.
me on my birthday.
It's the next best thing.
Yeah, so that was like one of our few ones.
All right, let's.
And she goes, wait, what did she? I think just Mike, another one of her fraternity brothers, was in New York.
For Valentine's Day, yeah.
Yeah, and they told her that I got a second cat and I have a job, blah blah blah. I hope it's okay that I'm texting you. She says it's nice to hear you're doing well.
Wow.
Yeah. So we had, we've been talking, having a, cordial conversation. I haven't brought up her boyfriend. I've had a girlfriend in between breaking up with her myself, but we didn't talk about anything like that. But it was just interesting. Like, she's texting me at 2:30 a.m. Like, she has to be like drunk or something.
What does that mean?
You know what I think it means? I think things aren't going well with her boyfriend. I think things are not going well with the boyfriend.
Oh God, let's get him on the line.
She wants the H dog back. Yeah, we should. Yeah, we can call him out. Like,
I met him at a party a year and a half ago, so I've been in there.
Yeah. What do you think of him?
I like you better.
Be honest. Oh, that's such a cop out. All right, whatever.
Well, I mean, he might be a fan. I don't want to lose any viewership.
It's okay. He sounds like a great guy. I hope they're happy. And but it's just interesting, around Valentine's Day, and
oh wait, so it was 2:30 last night?
I guess yeah, Sunday, yeah, 2:30 a.m.
Okay.
Sunday, Saturday night, yeah.
Because if it was Saturday at 2:30 in the morning, right after Valentine's Day, weird. That would be even more of a twist.
What? I don't think they're together though. I did some
he's still at WashU, isn't
Facebook
he?
research. Yeah, I think he's at WashU doing architecture, and yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting, like with ex-girlfriends, because like it's just you're so I'm still like I care. I'm invested in how their lives turn out, but it's just like we just have to. You got to separate. Go your separate ways, and I still she was a good girlfriend.
Yeah. I wish I cherished being in school more. It's like so much harder to meet girls, especially like working for a tech company. It's mostly dudes, and a lot of people are married. And I feel like Seattle doesn't have the best ratio in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was talking about it with Meyerson and Piero, just sort of how basically now it's a whole different song and dance or to get dates. In college.
Do you mean now as in this age or now as in this day and age?
This in this particular age, post college.
Okay.
Like the idea of like asking a girl out. I never did that in college. Now I kind of I'm starting to think that I have to. Like with this girl, like it's like nothing's gonna happen unless I just like get the courage and ask her out, which I don't know if I'm capable of doing. But Yeah, so you
It's
got
really like a win-win. Either she says no, and you don't have to think about it anymore.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I have class with her, and it's just sort of, I don't want to. I don't know, like it'd be humiliating, like going to class and being like, fuck, like, damn.
It'd be funny if you answer questions, but it's like the hypothetical that you use to answer law questions, like about you and her.
Yeah.
You're like, well, maybe if the witness agreed to go out on a date.
And by witness, I mean any eligible bachelorettes. What's interesting, what she's doing though, is I think I told you about this. That it was off the air. Is that she's doing like a date auction thing? She's gonna be one of the
Oh yeah,
the
you
people.
should bet on her.
So yeah, but I would need like just me comfortable, like being comfortable. I would have to just talk to her
Well,
about it
I told you
first.
like you have to like she has to not think it's
Yeah.
a surprise. Like you should like jokingly hint at it.
Like I'm like wearing a
And be
trench
like-
coat and dark glasses, standing in the corner. $2,000.
Yeah, the bid starts at $5.
Yeah.
$2,000.
Please. There's something else I wanted to talk to you about. This is sort of interesting. I kind of got in a fight almost with this girl who's sort of friend of mine.
Fight.
Nah, not a fight, but just like she like made me feel bad because
What'd you do?
this is well, I've already talked to you sort of about it. Is that she basically, you and other like at least 3 other people have all told me that this girl has cheated on her boyfriend, and
Oh, okay.
and so I basically I didn't even like call her out, so to speak. I kind of like brought it up. I was like,
Wait, what was the context? How were you talking to her?
either she just randomly messaged me or I randomly messaged her. I think I was like just kind of bored on a snow day, so I was like
On
all
Facebook
right.
or something?
Yeah, I was on Facebook, and
Okay.
and then I sort of said, I basically brought it up. I said, one of my friends told me that that you cheated on your boyfriend and you're hooking up with someone else. I like what. Because to me, I think that's like one of the worst things you can do. And I know it's not really my business, but we're friends. I'm just like talking about it. She can ask me about who I'm hooking up with or what I'm doing if she wants to know, if she's curious. I'm not going to be offended. And so she denies it. And I was just like, it's so weird though that so many people have told me about this. And then she goes, you stop pretending that, stop acting like you know what's going on in my life. Like, she was, like, very crazy defensive.
She's very hostile.
And, yeah, and it was like, really, like, and she was, like, making me feel bad for bringing it up. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, well, I just thought it was interesting, so that's why I brought it up. And she goes, no, it's not interesting. Every time we talk, you bring this up. Which isn't really true. I just wanted her. I'd be curious to see her admit it, and just like sort of as a human interest thing. Like,
Does her boyfriend live in Atlanta?
No, he lives in like North Carolina. But
Okay.
yeah, well, there's 2 sides of it. Like, it's like she has to be lying because someone I know someone who's hooked up with her.
I trust our friend who hooked up with her more than her.
Right, and
He has no reason to lie.
Yeah, exactly, and her tactic was, it turned into an argument sort of, was to make me feel bad about asking about it, rather than this is what I would do if I was her and I didn't cheat. I would have been like, look, I understand the perspective. He has no incentive to lie about it. I do, because it makes me look like a bad person for cheating on it. But I just promise you're just gonna have to take my word on it and end it there. Not sort of doing this sort of like, why, God, why you keep bringing this up and blah blah blah. It's like,
well, she's like trying to change the subject. Like
Right.
it's becoming a fight of you accusing her rather than her actually doing that thing in the first place.
Right, and she was like trying to
She's nuts.
discredit the people who had told me. They're like, she was like, or for you, because you had told me. She goes, I forget what she said. Well, I wasn't in town when he was in town.
Wait, did you tell her that I told you?
I was at my grandma's funeral. I eventually did, because she asked who.
You son of a bitch.
Does that bother you? I don't.
No, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I was about to say like, I don't. It doesn't even bother me that she's angry at me. And that kind of brought me to. I just started, just Valentine's Day. I was just thinking about like cheating in general, and I have a question for you. What would you tell me if you found out if I hypothetically had a girlfriend that she cheated on me? Would you tell me?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You would tell me?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, why wouldn't I tell you?
I guess because maybe it's not your place to.
Or so you like save face or something?
Yeah, well, it's just like. Well,
The better question is if you cheated on your girlfriend, would I tell her?
No, you wouldn't.
No, I probably wouldn't. Or would I? No, I of course I tell you, right?
You would? Yeah. Well, this is what I was thinking. I think this kind of played out in 50-50 no, he took a picture of her. Is that if I had found out if you had a girlfriend, I found out that she had cheated on you, this is what I would have done, in all honesty. I would have had a talk with the girlfriend and said, you need to tell Mark.
Yeah.
And if
or I'll do it myself.
I would probably say that. I probably would say that. I would say I would. Like it's something he needs to know. I
would probably rather hear it from her than hear it from you too.
Right. Exactly. Like that'd be just messed up. Like I wouldn't. That's a conversation I don't want to have. Wouldn't want to have the conversation with the girlfriend who cheated, but I'd rather have that conversation, being like, it's the right thing to do, and. Speaking of Dana, I technically did cheat on her, and it was one of the worst things. I never felt bad. I didn't, but it was getting there. I got really drunk one night, and I think like. And this was sort of towards the end of our relationship, and I was getting, I was getting.
One of her friends' girlfriends got involved.
Yeah, and I was getting at the point where I'm like, I don't know if I want to be with this girl anymore, and I was, sort of questioning that, and I was even telling Dana about that, that I was kind of like having bad feelings about it. I was just sort of wanting to do my own thing, I was graduating that semester. This was a semester I graduated a semester early, so I was sort of like thinking about my future a lot, and. So yeah, I got drunk and then I took a girl into my room. Nothing happened, but it was still wrong. It was still messed up. And I called Dana the next day. I said, "Listen, I think I almost cheated on you." And
who was the girl? Do I know the girl that was it? Some random girl or was it a girl that?
Random girl. Yeah,
I remember this happening.
I'll tell you off the air. It's just who it is. But yeah, so I felt horrible about it, and
imagine how much more that guilt would be though. Like cheating on a wife, I like.
Oh god,
that guilt would just kill me.
I mean, I still feel guilty about it. I mean, I just personally, because my whole philosophy in relationships is just or like in dating is like just treat people how you would be okay with being treated, and. Yeah, no, great advice.
No, I just feel like that's like such common advice, but like you said it with like 10 more words than the.
Oh right.
Like treat people the way you want to be treated.
But I kind of what I just mean is that. Is like I didn't have to come clean. I could have,
Yeah, the guilt.
I could have just not brought it up or whatever, but I just. It'd be like if someone did this to me, I would want them. And I've had people cheat on me in high school. I had a girlfriend who like went away to camp for a month or something, and our relationship got kind of rocky because at camp you can't use your cell phone.
Communicate very well, yeah.
And so we were just writing letters, and it was bullshit. And I got talked to her on the phone. I was like getting kind of like mad about like I don't know, bullshit high school stuff. And I had found out later she had cheated on me. I don't know. She maybe just said that because I broke up with her, and she was like super. That's a whole. That's I could do a whole podcast.
Like, oh yeah, well I've been cheating on you
on this girl. Yeah, so that I think maybe that was part of it. And then the other time we weren't dating. I wasn't dating this girl, but on spring break, senior year of high school. I don't know if I ever told you this story. 3 girls basically were wanting me to take them to the prom. One of them, a great problem to have.
Yeah, it really is.
And so I kind of. Two of them were on the spring break trip in Cancun, Mexico, and I hooked up with basically one of them. The other one got upset that I ended up asking the one who I hooked up with to the prom, and she like the last night before I got like there's this guy who was like about our age hanging out with us.
Yeah.
He's like a decent looking guy. He has kind of like a stonery vibe, and he was just hanging out. And,
I like this guy.
Yeah, you like him?
Yeah.
And I got really drunk, and I could tell that the girl who I had asked out prom was like interested in him.
Eyeing that guy, yeah.
Yeah, and I ended up getting too drunk, and then they hooked up, and I asked her about it and to like come clean and be honest about it. It was funny is that I was like being carried out like by like security guards because I was like falling all over the place, and all my friends were laughing because I was yelling like she's a whore like as they were taking me outside, and so I asked her to come clean about it, and she goes like, I know how much you appreciate honesty, so I'm gonna come clean. We might have kissed.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, thank you for being honest. Moved on. We ended up dating. She broke up with me, whatever. And then I found like freshman year of college that they had like hooked up and done like a lot of stuff. I don't know exactly. I didn't ask to find out, but I was like so pissed because I ended up going with her to prom when I had two other people who I could have gone with who would be better.
Imagine how much different your life would be.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just what I wanted to talk about. And
my prom was awful. I've maybe told you the
happened?
story. My date was just a huge bitch. It just was awful.
Well, our formals are sort of like proms, our fraternity formals, where we go out to, I don't know if we talked about it in the area. We go out to like a hotel in a different city, and there's always, so it has to be some drama going on.
Well, there's that whole article that girl that I know wrote.
Oh,
you know
we
what I'm
should
talking
talk
about.
about that. That's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really interesting. And when I tell people about our formals, they're like really. Some people are like sort of sketched out by it.
Wait, explain what the article is for the audience.
So our formal is in different cities, and we drive to these cities and stay in hotels and have like rent out banquet halls in these hotels, give a band and good food. It's a lot of fun. But this girl who I actually went to high school with wrote an article about how it puts unfair pressure on these girls to have sex, and they feel like they have to have sex because they're in these hotel rooms, and it basically it was just a huge generalization on fraternity guys. And it also made this apparently the week before, so she had written this article, but it took a couple weeks for them to publish it. But a few days before they published it, she went to formal with some dude, and it made him look really bad because everyone thought he tried something.
Right.
And people, I like shared the article with some people I went to high school with, and it just, I don't know, it made her look bad.
It caused a lot of people were talking about it in the WashU community, sort of their takes on it. A lot of people are like saying they know what they're getting into, which is sort of a little bit of my take. Mine's a little bit more nuanced than that.
But they're not even like necessarily. I mean, first of all, to make a generalization amongst all guys is crazy. I mean, plenty of people they go with girls, they don't have sex, they have a good time.
Right.
Done. I've never heard of anything ever being a problem. I don't know. I just thought it was a strange thing. Maybe other fraternities are different, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess like the pressure in dating in general is, I guess maybe just because you're not, now you're spending the whole weekend with someone and you're in a remote location.
If you're not interested, then don't go to the formal. I mean, like,
right.
not if you're not interested in sex, but if you're not interested in that person, just don't go.
Yeah, and you should just be. I mean, because it is sort of a little bit of an elephant in the room, and just be honest about it. Say like, look, I think you're a great guy. I'd love to go and have a good time with you, but I don't think that.
Oh, thank you, Harrison.
I don't think that anything romantic is gonna happen between us. Sorry, Mark.
Well, I rented this tux, Harrison. I mean, I'm looking pretty good. Are you sure? You sure you're not interested?
I'm not that kind of girl, Mark. I'm not that kind of girl.
All right. Well, formals aside, let's
news.
move on.
Getting some news.
Mark and Harry presents the news. with Mark and Harry.
All
All right. Well,
Jinx.
on the topic of fraternities, there was a hazing death recently,
Oh,
and
no.
I thought it'd be interesting to talk about
Oh, yeah.
because we were in a fraternity and sort of lived through some stuff. But it was an Asian American fraternity, and they would make their pledges carry bags of sand, and then older people in the fraternity would tackle them. This guy fell, hit his head, and died.
God, that's so
And now they're being
stupid.
charged with homicide.
So it sounds like it has nothing to do with hazing, just a stupid.
It,
Or is that
yeah, I mean, it seems
tradition
like it was
is
a
to be
stupid
tackled?
tradition.
Is that so? People commonly get tackled, or is that just like a? Is that? Or do you don't
No,
know?
I think that's what they do every year. But fraternity hazing is a really interesting thing. I mean, I've heard, and we've talked about this before, not on the air, that like the fraternities that are known for the worst hazing are national black fraternities. And I actually talked to a kid out here and said, yeah, it was like really bad. And I think that's pretty interesting. I've heard that they make connections to like, slavery as an explanation for why it's so bad.
Huh.
Have you ever heard that before?
Maybe I didn't hear that connection to slavery, but.
Well, yeah, they're like, you have to experience what our people experienced in the past.
Oh, right. Okay. So I see that rationale. That's kooky though.
I mean, you could use that for a Jewish fraternity too, I guess, but
right.
I guess
Yeah.
we're not going to do that.
I mean, what's interesting about hazing is it's like a two-sided thing because it undeniably does work, getting people close and
Absolutely.
developing brotherhood. But how far is too far, and that's something that people are struggling with. I think it's getting stricter, if anything, among schools.
Absolutely. I mean, our
WashU,
fraternity
Sammy,
nationally was.
Yeah, is non-hazing. But Sammy, I think, got busted at WashU for hazing.
Busted for drugs. Oh, I guess for hazing
and
too.
drugs, yeah, and hazing.
They had a lot of bad luck. Yeah, there was this is an interesting story. Our freshman year, there was a kid who bought weed from some kid in that fraternity, and a few days later, his laptop was stolen, and the police needed to check his dorm room to look for clues. I don't really know what they were hoping to find, like a hair sample, and then match it up and find the thief. But they basically found that bag of weed, and when they asked him where he got it, he admitted that he got it from a kid in that fraternity.
Oh yeah.
And he warned a kid that the fraternity might get searched, and they didn't really listen to him. And a few hours later, they got raided and they got kicked off campus. But that kid, it was first semester freshman year, and we have rush second semester. And when second semester came around, no one wanted him.
Blacklisted, yeah.
Blacklisted, and he transferred, I think, to Emory, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. I don't know exactly. I know. Yeah, he definitely transferred. I wasn't a fan of that kid. So
he transferred,
riddance.
and everyone found out about it at the other school, and he wasn't able to join a fraternity there either.
Yeah,
really screwed him.
Yeah, why couldn't he have just lied and said he like bought it from some hoodlum on the street?
He's probably scared. Like cops.
Yeah,
like, they say all bullshit. Like if you don't tell us now, you're getting kicked out of school.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's just so interesting that in 5 years, I feel like all that stuff will be things of the past.
What
Getting
stuff?
questioned for possession of weed. It's just like
right. Yeah.
Seems like it's gonna be so antiquated soon.
Yeah, it's definitely silly. I mean, we talked about it last week. Just
yeah, and Barack Obama made an announcement that the Fed won't try to block any sort of
banks,
financial, bank or financial workings because of legalized marijuana.
Yeah, I read that too. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it's more trouble than it's worth if they wanted to do that, and it's a waste of resources. To be honest, there's so much more that they can be doing with their
and
time
it destroys so many. I
money.
mean, it's like one thing when a kid like us or kids like we went to college with get busted, they have their parents pay $50,000 and they get it off their record. But a lot of these kids get caught once, they can't get it off their record, and they can't get good jobs. So they're like,
wait, $50,000? Where'd you get that number from?
Out of my ass. Is that
Okay.
not?
I don't. That sounds like that
too
sounds
high?
high. That sounds really high. $50,000 for what? Getting caught with possession?
And then having to get it off your record.
getting it off your record.
Oh yeah, I mean like
maybe
paying for the
lawyer
lawyers and everything.
fees, and that still sounds kind of steep.
And going to court.
Steep,
But
I
anyways,
don't know.
a lot of these kids they can't get it expunged, and it's something they have to live with. It's so silly.
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about this on the air or off, but two of my close friends have gotten busted for DUIs, and it's a similar thing. What they do, the cops.
That's a little bit of a different story, but yeah.
Well,
go
yeah,
ahead.
it's a different story. Yeah, it's definitely. But I just mean that just sort of like making a mistake, sort of, well, that certain mistakes are gonna follow you for the rest of your life, and that, well, what I was gonna say though is that the bar that we went to on Friday, what they do is they have cops that are just straight up chilling, that follow non-cabs, taxi drivers. Just watch them make a mistake driving, pull them over, boom, DUI happened. 2 people.
I wonder if that's for their own financial or professional gain, or are they actually trying to protect the streets?
Both, I bet. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll say both. I wonder. I do wonder behind the scenes, like maybe they're like, we need more DUI busts because I think it cost one of this girl like $1,500 bail.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's crazy.
I read online that if you ever see a drug stop on a highway, I don't think I've ever seen one,
Yeah.
but every so often there'll be a sign saying, drug check this exit. We might have talked about this already, but it's not legal for them to have those searches. You can just drive through it. They can't do anything.
Right. In order to search, and that's an unreasonable search and seizure under the U.S. Constitution. All right, yeah. So you need probable cause, a little law education, to justify a search and seizure. So let's say, if you get pulled over for a traffic violation, they can't search your car because they need probable cause that you have drugs or some illegal instrument or paraphernalia in the car.
I feel like they can make any bullshit though. They can be like, "Your eyes look red, sir."
They can, but that would not be enough. Like it would get what's it called? Excluded or exclusive or what is it called? Well, basically, it wouldn't be admissible. That evidence would, if all they said was your eyes was red, that was their basis for probable cause.
I'd be like, "Officer, it's pronounced my eyes are red."
They
Go back to the station.
They what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I think I read, I don't know if this is true or not, so it might be half-assing it. The rule is that even if it smells like weed, they can't. That's not enough for probable cause. Yeah, smells.
Do you remember when I think it was before formal one year, maybe our sophomore year, we had that lawyer come in and explain all these rules about searching cars and everything.
I remember that. That was fun. That was cool.
That was fun. It was really, really interesting. Because there's a whole lot of stuff with like keeping stuff in your trunk, and like if you have a hatchback, it's not a close-off space, so they can search it.
Right.
It's a lot of
it all depends on the facts of what's going on for what they can search, but basically, you need probable cause that they have the drugs or.
Have you seen that video of that dude that walks around? I think it's in Texas. He walks around with a rifle, and people are understandably upset. And when the police question him, he's like, "What? I'm not doing anything illegal." And you're like, "Yeah, but dude, you're
just flaunting the rules of the law, like
yeah,
technically,
but he's just being he's just being a huge prick and like scaring people.
It's not loaded, like
yeah. What?
Nah.
This isn't illegal. I have a license for this weapon.
All right. Speaking of drugs and illegality, I have a cool story. Bitcoins. Are you familiar with Bitcoins?
Yes.
For the audience that is not familiar with Bitcoins, it's basically virtual money based off of nothing. They use some like source code to make it anonymous.
Well, there's a data mining algorithm that's constantly trying to solve a problem, and whenever it solves that problem, it releases more money into it. So there's a flow that's somewhat regulated. But if you wanted, you could build a supercomputer that would just calculate these things all day, and you can mine your own money.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
pretty interesting.
There's this website that's called the Silk Road, and what this is it's a website where you can buy basically any drug you want, and they'll deliver it to you, and it's all based off of Bitcoins. The website, the Silk Road, takes a commission off of the sales. I think you can also like buy guns and sketchy stuff. Like
you could buy everything.
skit-
Well,
hit-
isn't it?
hits
It's like the
on it.
second Silk Road because the first one got shut down, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm getting to that. So yeah, for the first Silk Road got shut down. They found the guy who was doing it. I think he was running it out of a San Francisco coffee shop in San Francisco, obviously. And so yeah, they caught him. And I read this story. If it's true, ridiculous. And then I'll get to the second story. But he ordered hits on people that were like threatening to disclose his identity. So he wants to say anonymous, and they had records of him like texting with hitmen, and they said we can do I think it's like 100,000 for a clean hit, or 100,000 for a dirty hit, or 150,000 for a clean hit.
And let me guess, the hitmen were FBI agents.
No, they weren't.
Oh.
And he texted him back. I've ordered hits before for like 75,000 for a clean hit, and so basically this guy who was, I think, like threatening to disclose that, like trying to extort him or something.
Sure.
He had like a wife and kids, and they like sent him a text like, "We got him. Yeah, the deed's done." And so I think the police eventually were able to trace him and find him. So yeah, so now it's the Silk Road 2, which I think basically how the system works, it's sort of like eBay. You get ratings for the vendors and buyers, so that people. I should lock out of this. Someone's trying to talk.
Was that you?
Yeah, they. I like completely lost my train of thought. Okay, yeah, so they have ratings for the buyers to see how trustworthy and reliable they are. And the story says Silk Road 2. All the Bitcoins got hacked, and someone stole all the Bitcoins, $2.5 million.
Yeah.
And they explained it. It's not that interesting. They basically found a way to repeatedly just withdraw money until it was empty, and they would just keep withdrawing it. And other people are saying that there might be foul play of the Silk Road 2 infrastructure, of the people that run the website, that maybe they like literally just scammed it in order, because they're worried that they're gonna get caught again. So
So
they're
the
like,
administrators
let's
did that on
cash
purpose?
out. Yeah, and then they made up the hacking as a cover up story, and so that's what other people are saying. So I don't know which way one's which, but I just thought it's fast. All of it's very fascinating to me.
Yeah, one of my friends started investing in Bitcoin. I told him, like, dude, that is not an intelligent investment. At least I don't think it is. It's like such a volatile.
At this point, yeah, I think
It's so volatile.
I read on Reddit that it tanked Bitcoin values after the first Silk Road got shut down.
Yeah, because that was the main use
Yeah,
for it.
And
Who was it? I think it's PayPal started accepting Bitcoin as a form of payment.
wouldn't surprise me. Why not?
Yeah,
Um,
why not?
So yeah, so that's a interesting story. I also got Valentine's Day story. I'll go with this one. This one was cool. So Facebook knows when you're about to fall in love, and also when you're about to break up. So basically, Facebook's been doing some blog posts. Just, they have so much data on so many people
Right.
that they're able to figure out when a relationship's starting to happen. Makes sense. Basically, leading up to the relationship, there'll be more and more contact on Facebook. More hits, like talking to each other and stuff.
Right.
And also they like look at the lulls in conversations. So there's a seasonal trend in breakups too, this article says. Facebook has seen yearly peaks tending to occur during summer months from May to July. Small dip in breakups during February for the first 2 full years, 2009, perhaps a result of Valentine's Day. In the summer, that makes sense. I think, I guess my last 2 girlfriends I've broken up with in the summer, because I guess school is over. And
School's
summer,
out,
yeah.
sun shining. I've always wondered if Facebook is going to get in the online dating business, just because they have so much data. They could probably do a better job of anyone of knowing how compatible people are.
Yeah.
But I mean, to be honest, I don't even know the last time I like added likes to Facebook. I used to add like my favorite movies and stuff. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't really do that either. I don't know.
There was this MTV Asia thing. You should try it out, where it'll look through your Facebook data and tell you who your best match is. and you
Oh.
choose like the gender, and I think it must be based on how many mutual friends, how many pictures you're in together, how many events you're in together. Because I got matched up with this girl who was in my improv group who is a lesbian, or maybe she's bisexual, but it was just pretty funny. And then I was like, I wonder what guy it would match me up with, and so I chose to have it choose a guy, and it was another guy in my improv group. So yeah, it seems like I'm stuck where I am. That wasn't really a punchline, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I know. I just what? I just felt like,
You waved that one.
felt like you're in the hi-oh. What else do I got that's cool?
Did you hear Kickstarter got hacked?
No. That
Yeah,
sucks.
apparently nothing was compromised, like no money, but like they're urging everyone to change their accounts. I mean that would. Can you imagine something shittier than robbing from Kickstarter?
Yeah.
I guess Kickstarter isn't always. I'm thinking more of like what's the version of Kickstarter for donation for charities?
No idea. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, that'd probably be worse. I've never given money to a Kickstarter, but someone in my office does, and he gets like all these cool products that he's helped invest in.
Yeah.
Seems pretty cool.
I would if it was if it was something I was passionate about, I believed in. What do you think of the whole Zach Braff thing? Do you hear about that?
Oh, him raising money for his new
Yeah,
movie.
people were people were just upset that he is basically using his fame and stardom, and they think Kickstarter money should just go towards projects of anonymous, like more unknown people. That's more of a worthy cause. But if you look at the facts, he actually brought more attention to Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And also, it's a silly argument. It's not as if people are like, you know what, am I going to donate money to this indie video game or to Zach Braff?
That's exactly what I was about to say. It's not like they're
Nah.
like, ooh, that New Age toaster looks cool, but
Yeah.
I can only go
He's
for
a
one thing.
celebrity.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, this information brings people to the site and they invest in more things. That's stupid. That people are upset.
Yeah. Maybe we should do a Kickstarter for something funny.
Well, speaking of just products, I've been thinking about this the last few days, and I really want to do it. There's so I live in a neighborhood that's pretty active at night, called Capitol Hill, and there's food stands at night, and people buy like drunken foods. The most popular thing is called a Seattle dog, which is a hot dog with grilled onions and cream cheese. It's really good. Anyways, I wanted to open up a grilled cheese stand where you
Yeah.
choose your bread. You choose like sourdough, wheat, French, Italian. That's $2. You choose you could choose up to 4 slices of cheese. We have a bunch of cheeses, 50 cents each, and then you choose a aioli. There's like garlic, pesto, chipotle, and those are 50 cents each. So for like $3 to $4, you can get a nice grilled cheese, and we would make it on a panini press. I think that would do really well. And so I'm really interested in trying to see if I can get a permit and with a friend just try to sell grilled cheeses one night and see if it's popular.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Everyone loves grilled cheese.
It's a good drunk food. It's quick. It's easy. Like we could add toppings, but I like the idea of just grilled cheeses. And yeah, you can hear it coming in right now.
Wow.
So I wonder what the infrastructure would be like for that. But I'm thinking about doing it.
Yeah, it's sort of.
Maybe it'll be the next Chipotle.
Yeah, I was about to say, it reminds me of the Chipotle model. Just have a bunch of interesting types of cheeses. Maybe
Featured cheeses,
yeah,
local
have
cheeses.
some toppings too.
Yeah, well, I was thinking toppings is. Yeah, I mean, I could do toppings. I like the idea of just doing
Like
cheeses
bacon.
and aiolis.
Bacon would be yummy.
Bacon,
tomato
spinach.
on it.
So I'm gonna see if I can maybe get a permit and maybe get a cheap press. I've never cooked in mass before, so I don't really know what I'm doing.
Dude, I'll invest in
But-
you. I'll back you up on that.
I think it'll be a good venture.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah, like it's not like it's bad for you, but it's not like the worst thing you could eat.
It's
you
not
know?
the worst thing, and it's just a good drunk food. I think it'll do well, and it's easy. It's just easy to understand, easy to cook.
I wish you were on video right now. I showed my friend on Facebook this is a BuzzFeed article of the 13 delicious grilled cheeses. They look so amazing.
I mean,
So
for
good.
years I've wanted to open up a grilled cheese restaurant.
Really?
I just think it would be so good. Yeah. But right now I'm not eating bread or cheese, so
You're not eating
pretty
any
limited.
cheese?
I'm eating very limited cheese. I'll eat a cheese if it's a crucial part of the dish, usually in salads. Like if it has goat cheese, I'm not going to pass that up because I love goat cheese.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not eating bread, so that really kills that. I wonder how much longer I'm gonna go, but for now, I'm going strong.
All right, I want to talk about this news story. Did you? Apparently, the NSA is in the headlines today again.
Really?
They got basically NSA ally was spying on a U.S. law firm that was doing business with Indonesia or an Indonesian company. Basically, they were helping negotiate something between them and the United States or some sort of litigation dispute. And so, basically, the NSA version in Australia, like it's called Australian Signals Directorate, gave information to the NSA about they're conducting surveillance on this law firm, which is kind of crazy to think about. Any company now that's like working for any foreign institutions is at risk. And it's just, so I guess if I become a lawyer, I mean, when I pass the bar, I'm gonna have to watch who I represent.
Do you think you can pull a Frank Abagnale and study for? Actually, I think in reality, study for 2 months. But are you like nervous to take the bar? Is that going to be a tough thing?
90, it's like 94. I think 94% of Emory graduates pass the bar.
Right.
Yeah.
How is that? I guess that has to be relatively high compared to most places.
Yeah, I think the Georgia bar isn't that. It's like tough, but it's not that tough. I mean, I'll take a prep course. I mean, I'll be ready for it.
Yeah, I was talking to Freeze, our friend David Freeze, and he was talking about renewing his Xbox Live, and he's like, you know what, I have to take the bar in a few months. I think I'm not gonna do that.
Damn. I would. I don't know. Video games aren't that distracting. I mean, besides you, I don't play video games anymore.
I only play GTA with you.
I guess.
But speaking of video games, Titanfall's been in the news a lot. My friend got the beta. He said it's a lot of fun.
Oh, I've heard good things about that game.
That might be the game that makes me get an Xbox. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm probably waiting for the new Halo.
Yeah, you love Halo.
Mm-hmm.
Something I want to talk about. This happened a couple weeks ago, but I was talking about this with some friends last night. You know the whole Bill Nye, Ken Ham debate?
Yeah, I read. I wanted to watch that.
I watched some of it. I'm just really disappointed in Bill Nye to think that was a good idea, because at the end of the day, they're speaking two different languages. Like, you're not going to be able to convince this dude that he's wrong. You can't, because he's always going to fall back to the Bible. Everyone who is religious is going to think he won. Everyone who's not religious is going to think Bill Nye won. I'm just like disappointed that Bill Nye didn't have the foresight to know that was just silly to do.
Maybe it was worth a shot, though. Maybe it also. It's like an interesting idea, and it's not necessarily like I don't know what his goals were by doing that. But yeah, I agree with you. If his goal was to like win or to basically make this guy reconsider, like that's good luck.
Yeah, he's not going to be like, you know what? I've never heard any of these arguments before. You're right, Bill.
They I saw something like really funny, like argument. Oh yeah, basically the guy was basically saying his whole argument was you weren't there. So you don't know.
Oh God.
And basically, if you want to take that sort of
that works both ways.
That's like saying to like my like 7-year-old sister, oh yeah, VHS tapes, they don't exist because you weren't there when we were using them to watch it.
You can use it for anything. I wasn't in New York during 9/11. It must have not happened.
Yeah, they use that, or that's a better one. Yeah. So, Bill Nye.
I'll never understand religion. I was thinking about this last night. I was talking about this with people. We were on the same topic. Even when I was in Hebrew school growing up, and they're talking about parting the Red Sea, I always thought I'm like, this is a story, right? Like this isn't. This is all silly, right? I mean, like, I never, no part of me ever took anything I learned in Hebrew school seriously.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about it. I was just like, oh, that's the story of what happened. I wasn't. For me, it was sort of like a fairy tale,
exactly,
sort of in that kind of vein.
But I know so little about religion. At improv rehearsal, last Monday we were doing a scene about stories from the Bible, and I was like, I don't have a, and like one of
Really?
our,
Wait, what
someone in
story?
our group is very, she's not, I don't think she's religious, but she just, I think studied religion. She just knows a lot about religion, and I know so little. I don't know anything about the Bible or the 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 New Testament. I know nothing about it.
Really?
So
Oh, the
the-
New Testament. Testament. I basically just know the broad strokes. I went to like a lot of like Christian camps where
what?
yeah, I went to I would be one of the few Jews there, and
Why'd you do that?
because the camp was fun. The religion was like very small. There was one camp I went to where religion
As a camper or as a
as a
counselor?
camper,
I'm
And,
surprised your parents let you do that.
I mean, they're okay with me hearing other ideals and stuff. It really wasn't an issue. Slash, it wasn't. They weren't that religious. They're more secular. But it was an issue for one camp. I went to this one camp. It was called I forget. It was I think it was just like a YMCA camp basically.
Yeah.
And it was super Christian, and
Ugh.
so everyone there, they had this thing. If you memorized and recited this Bible verse, you got a wristband bracelet. Only one. I was the only one in the cabin that didn't do it.
What did it say on the bracelet? Jesus loves you.
Maybe like what would Jesus do, or maybe it was like the Bible verse. And everyone's like, why won't you do it? And I was like, because I'm Jewish, and I think it had something to do with Jesus. Like,
Did anyone ever make any comments to you about being Jewish or?
no, I think people were more like kind of intrigued by it and like inquisitive.
ooh,
And they,
yeah.
But I was supposed to like go back to that camp like the next week with a friend, and I was like, Dad, like this is way too
Way too
Christian.
Here's the thing about Jews, and I feel like most people have this opinion. I feel like a lot of religions they try to convert you. Like Jews have no interest in making you Jewish.
Yeah. Wait, do the Hasidic Jews though? I think they.
No,
might-
I think
they
Jews
don't- they
want
don't?
people that are like genetically, historically Jewish to be Jewish, no one else.
Huh.
But
Maybe
yeah,
they
Jews
want,
don't
maybe they want
convert.
genetic Jews to be more Jewish and more involved. I guess that's maybe
The only time people convert is when they marry a Jew and the person wants them to.
Would you, if you marry someone as Christian, would you want them to convert?
No, but I would. I was also talking about this last night, all in the same conversation. I, I could not be any more of an atheist. Religion makes no sense to me, but I still want my kids to be bar mitzvahed because I would feel like such a prick for ending 5,000 years of tradition just because I'm like, not for me. Like
Right.
I would feel so awful, and I've wondered about this. I wonder what percentage of my lineage is Jewish. Like, is it possible that I'm 100% Jewish? That seems pretty unlikely. But there's probably at some point someone got married and they're like, we're going to be Jewish, even though you're not, and then that's the way it
Right.
carried on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know for me either.
You wouldn't make your wife convert, would you?
I think I would.
Really?
Yeah. Well, here's why is that I don't want. I just think like cultural like value wise. I wouldn't like make her like do a big thing, but
But
would.
you're not gonna be able to impart that on her.
Here-
Like
here's-
either
here's-
she like either she's culturally aligned with you or
she
not.
she cares about me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. She cares about me though. She like it's a sign that she cares about me, and this is the bigger, more important like reason in my mind would be just kids. Just when we have kids, I don't want to do Christmas.
You don't want it to be a question.
Yeah, I want it to just be like we're doing Jewish holidays. We all respect the Jewish holidays, and like just sort of a cultural, in a more of a cultural family type setting. I think, but my whole like beef with with Judaism though, it's like is he that we're talking and reading Hebrew would have no idea what the hell any of it means. Like
Yeah, it's
and,
like
I like in a
chanting.
service, and I'm like hearing. Yeah, but it'd be like more like
Adonai,
cool, like something
Adonai,
about like
Adonai.
peace and like love. You know, like if we were chanting stuff like a message that I could get behind. But a lot of it's like just like nonsense.
Yeah, it's all old shit.
And the rules are so silly. Ugh.
What? Oh, being kosher and everything.
Well, no electricity on on Shabbat.
Yeah, talk about that girl that you sort of dated freshman year.
Oh, I didn't date her. How dare
Well,
you?
I feel like you want to date
I
her.
was gonna bring her up though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't date her. I did go on a date with her though. She was very religious, and then on I guess Friday sundown to Saturday sundown, she would, instead of using a swipe card, which uses electricity,
Which we need to get into the building and get into the door. Yeah.
She was given a physical key to use, so it's just it was kind of ridiculous when you think about it. It's just like, why don't you just have your friend do it? Or also, like, well, it's like, is God, what God's gonna, like, you're gonna be in heaven, and God's gonna be like, by the way, I'm kind of pissed that you used the electronic key card.
Yeah. It's like, you know, you really didn't have to do that.
What was that about? Here, wait, actually, let me do my God voice. Wait, where is it? What the fuck is that about? You cannot use the physical key. You need to use... I got it backwards. I'm God. I make mistakes sometimes.
God.
Yes.
Are you there, God? It's me, Mark.
Yes, Mark. I am smiling down upon you right now.
Thank you. You know, I really had to get into the dorm to use the bathroom. I couldn't find the physical key. I used the key card. I would have shat my pants, God.
Then
Please
you will
let me
not
in.
be able to dance with these fine bitches with me in heaven in the pearly gates. I am sorry, Mark.
Can we at least grab a beer, God? Is that... I mean, I'm a good guy. Let me
alcoholic?
convince you.
I do love a Heineken.
I have a couple right here. Let me crack one open for you.
Thank you.
Now can I...
Ooh, I'm
Can I come in?
kind of drunk.
Wow, you really downed that. Why don't you have another one? I see you're starting to change your mind a little bit.
Delicious.
Now can I come in?
All right, you're
Let's
in.
party! I think my biggest hang up of marrying someone who wasn't Jewish, I won't be able to celebrate Christmas. I hate Christmas.
Yeah, I actually, you know what? Okay, why do you hate Christmas so much?
I hate that it monopolizes November, December, and January. Everything's about Christmas, and I feel like if I have a Christmas tree in my house, I'm gonna wake up every morning and think I'm in someone else's home.
Yeah, I'll admit it though. I like the cheesy Christmas music and the lights and all
I like
that.
the music, but
I
it was
like
all
the
written by
idea of it,
Jews.
like getting a bunch of presents and being with family. What's funny is that like one of my good friends, his parents now say like grace before every meal, and it's just like that's another thing. What about the other meals you didn't say grace? You've been not saying grace for 20 years.
I had only 5-minute break. I needed to eat, God. I'm sorry. I didn't have time.
This is what you must do. Say grace before every meal and cancel out all the meals you did not say grace. If by the end of your life you've said grace for more meals than you have not, I will let you into heaven.
God, real quick. I made a cheeseburger instead of a hamburger accidentally. Is that cool? I'll say grace. There's cheese on it. Am I good?
Am I a Christian God or a Jewish God?
Just go with what you feel.
I am a Christian God, so keep putting cheese and bacon. You can have a bacon milkshake for all I care.
Oh, delicious. Have you ever had a bacon milkshake, God?
I'm God. I invented the bacon milkshake.
How silly of me. Sorry.
Yes. And if you do not do as I say, these rules that I wrote down in a book and told someone to write down, and maybe they didn't write it down completely correctly and then got retranslated into different languages, if you do not follow the rules, you will be sentenced to hell.
Well, I heard Satan throws amazing parties.
He does, but you don't get as much fine tail as you do in heaven, Mark.
You think that's true?
I know it's true. I'm
I
getting
don't know.
blown as we speak.
I think the talent in hell is probably pretty good.
Yeah, I'd hope so.
Yeah.
There's got to be something good. All right, let's see what else we got on the schedule. Do you want to get into some entertainment?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do some entertainment.
Entertainment.
The Mark and Harry Show is about to tell you what's up in entertainment. That's right, bitches.
Cool. So, I got two things I want to talk about. They're both since we're gearing up for the Tonight Show is coming on tomorrow night. Are you gonna watch that?
I was gonna bring that up as well. I feel like I have to.
Yeah,
Jimmy
it's
Fallon,
such a big deal.
I didn't think he was that great in the beginning, but he's definitely getting better. I mean, he has the biggest show on television, arguably. So
Yeah. I got 7 facts about the new Tonight Show. One second.
Oh, awesome. I wonder if he's gonna have better writers. Like, does he inherit Leno's writers, or
No. They're probably moving all the late night staff. The Roots are staying. They're done. Wait.
I don't think his sidekick is that funny. Do you?
Higgins. Yeah, you know what I didn't realize though is that he was a writer and producer on SNL, so he was like behind a lot of the funny skits, like the Celebrity Jeopardies. He wrote them.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So yeah, I don't.
Now
Really
I love
know-
him.
I don't really know anything about him. Wait, let me get these facts. But in the meantime, we can talk about this. Fred Armisen from SNL is going to be the band leader for the new late night show with Seth Meyers.
I don't understand how that could make sense.
What do you mean? He plays the drums, so he's
Oh.
a drummer, and I think that's a great pick because he's like a really funny guy. He can like help with the skits and stuff. Like he's very talented.
I think they should They should do what Letterman does. He should be the sidekick.
What do you mean? Oh, he might.
Like
be.
Letterman
He
has
might
the
be.
music guy be this. What's his name?
He might be.
Maybe. And then Seth MacFarlane. Wait. Oh, wait. Are you saying he's the Seth MacFarlane's band leader?
Seth Meyers. Seth
Meyers, I
MacFarlane's
mean,
the,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I guess
Yeah,
that's
wait,
what we'll do.
Let me look this up though. Yeah, these facts are good. Well, I remember the first one is that basically they looked. The new Tonight Show is basically, in terms of content, it's not that much different from what he's doing on late night. And the only difference is like the set is completely different. And they're bringing him back to New York.
Sir. Oh, he was in L.A., wasn't he?
Yep, Jay was in L.A.
Can you imagine a better life? I mean, that's my dream job, is to be a talk show host. But to be flown into New York, to be on the fucking Tonight Show, oh, God. Like, I think being able to move to New York and not have to worry about having to pay $1 billion for an apartment.
Yeah. Wait, you would like to host like a show like the Tonight Show?
Yeah, I think that's my dream job.
Dude,
Just to be a...
my problem with it is I like is that something like this we could say whatever we want. Jimmy Fallon can't swear. He can't have like controversial, honest opinions.
Yeah, but you get to meet cooler people.
Yeah, but I mean Howard Stern, I feel like is doing it his way, and he gets to meet cool people. I mean,
That's true.
Wait, let me take a look. Okay, here we go. The Fallon's Tonight Show has introduced its app. If you're into that, I don't really care about that. That's stupid.
No.
Number 3. So I got the first one was just basically the content of the show. For Fallon's first week of guests include Michelle Obama, Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga, Jerry Seinfeld, Kristen Wiig, Bradley Cooper, Will Ferrell, and Arcade Fire. So that's a good
Not
lineup.
bad.
I like
lineup.
Jimmy Fallon with Justin Timberlake. They're fun. They make me laugh.
Oh, they always do those different things, yeah.
The Barry Gibb Talk Show. They've done funny stuff too. You should watch, especially since I know we were talking about Hello Ladies last week. Stephen Merchant, the creator and star of that show, he did a lip sync battle as him, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Jimmy Fallon.
Wow, that's quite hilarious.
It's very funny, and you would think that like lip syncing, like that's not interesting at all. But they're like so into it, and the fact that I guess they're like known stars like makes it better. And
Well, Jimmy Fallon's really good at musical comedy.
Yeah, and he's well suited for the job. I'm just like curious, like ratings wise, because no one our age really watches it except unless it's a viral clip,
Well, I think that whole, I don't know. No, I think TV is all shifting towards really good series instead of these late night shows. I feel like Jon Stewart's still the best, but he has a different format altogether.
Like I think, like ratings wise, I'm kind of curious about that. I guess we can follow up. I mean, they're gonna do well, obviously, this first week since it's such a big deal. But
I just don't know if his demographic is that attracted to
right
that format.
Okay, and here's number 4. The other shows aren't going down without offering up some competition. Kimmel is offering his guests Bill O'Reilly, Matthew McConaughey, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and Kit Harington. Who the fuck is that? Letterman is going with Donald Trump, Polly Perrette from NCIS, Olympic gold medalist Sage Katzenberg, Lupita, what? Don't know, okay, no one cares. Carrie Russell, and he's going to do a top 10 list with the cast of How I Met Your Mother. Fascinating.
Show's not that funny.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'll be interesting. Who's gonna?
Speaking of Matthew McConaughey, have you heard about True Detective on HBO?
Yeah, I've heard. All my
It's
friends
supposed,
are.
it's supposed to be
raving about
amazing.
it. I'm gonna start watching it. I'm
watching
Game
Veep
of
right now,
Thrones.
but
Veep is what you're doing. I'm doing Game
it's
of Thrones.
so funny. What are you doing, Game of Thrones?
Yep.
I
enjoying it.
couldn't. I think again, my attention span is too short for Game of Thrones.
You would think I would think that too, but when I watched it, it was able to get me interested. I think once you know the characters more and care about them, it's better. It's not like an instant.
It's also
hook,
not
though.
my favorite genre. I'm not really
Right,
into the whole fantasy genre.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I like sci-fi way better. All right. Meanwhile, number 5. This is for courtesy of Warming Glow, by the way, a TV blog I read. They got some good stuff over there, so kudos to them. Last week, The Tonight Show had its best rating since 1993. The week Cheers went off the air, While Fallon's last week on Late Night had its best overall ratings week ever for Fallon, and the best week on Late Night since Johnny Carson's last week on The Tonight Show. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, number 6. Very lengthy piece by longtime late night writer Bill Carter in the New York Times. Fallon confessed that he believes his biggest competition is not Letterman, but Kimmel. It's a friendly rivalry. It really is. I needed someone to compete against me to make me want to be sharper. Jimmy makes me want to be better. Yeah, I guess Kimmel's more like Fallon than Letterman is. Letterman's sort of like sarcastic and cynical a little bit more. Jimmy's more of an upbeat, positive guy. All right, last one. Finally, this isn't good for radio. Just dug up some old photos of Jimmy Fallon from back when he used to model for Calvin Klein, and they're hilarious. He used to model for Calvin Klein? Well, that's interesting. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, that's it. I thought that was a joke when I first looked at this. He was a model for Calvin Klein. Did you know that? Wait. Mark? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
How dare you? How dare you for ruining the flow of the show?
How dare you?
How dare you?
How
Mark?
dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you attack the son of a... Need some help!
How dare me? You know what? When
What
you
happened?
screw up, you screw up.
Let
Well-
me guess, it's Jennifer's fault in some way.
It is Jennifer's fault. You know what? I have a little bit of a how dare you. And it is about Drake Bell of Drake and Josh.
Oh, I saw this story, yeah.
I am.
Go ahead.
How dare you be so fiscally irresponsible and end up in $500,000 plus in debt, Drake?
And did you read how much he made the last year?
Of what? Oh, in
Like
2012? In 2013?
Yeah, it was like 2012, 2013. It's something
What do
like
you make?
12 grand.
Oh
That's
my
all he
God,
made
Drake!
the whole
What were you
year?
thinking? Honestly, I mean, it must be really tough to be in that child star predicament, but like, shit, man, you gotta look at your Bank of America statements or something.
Yeah,
How
what does
dare
he
you be
buy?
so fiscally
Houses?
irresponsible?
Like, what does he buy? Cars? Like,
I think he had $1 million mansions. I mean, like, dude,
Oh
he's
my
like, what was he
God.
thinking? He's like, I'm on Drake and Josh. Things are going pretty well.
yeah. I'll just ride the Drake and Josh wave
Yeah.
for
Drake
the
and
rest of
Josh
my
Go to
life.
Hollywood's coming out next spring. I guess the next
Is that
fiscal
true?
year is. No, it already came out.
That's funny.
But man, how dare you? Make a fool out of yourself.
I just got a note that the next movie they're gonna make is Drake and Josh go to prison. So
Yeah,
um,
tax evasion,
yeah.
not good.
Yeah, Drake and Josh hustle the streets of New York, begging for change.
Yeah, I mean, everyone in that entourage: Amanda Bynes, Drake Bell. They're all falling apart.
Yeah, I guess
There's no one famous in all of that cast. Oh, Keenan. What am I talking about?
Nick Cannon too. Nick Cannon.
He's not really that famous.
Well, just because I'd say he is. He just hosted the NBA All Star.
Yeah, I guess he's relatively famous, but Keenan was probably the most successful. I always thought
Right.
Kel would be famous, but
Yeah, Keenan went to my high school.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, briefly. Apparently, he was a troublemaker, but I don't think he went that long.
Well, he was probably homeschooled for years.
Right. Yeah, my How Dare You is another Drake. Drake the rapper. Ooh.
There are way too many people here right now that I didn't know last year. Who the fuck are y'all?
Yeah, so he got very upset with Rolling Stone magazine. They ran an article on him, profiling him. They were going to give him the cover of the magazine, but because of Philip Seymour Hoffman's death, they give a memoriam for Philip Seymour Hoffman. And Drake went on Twitter complaining about it.
What'd he say?
I don't know exactly what he said here. I'll tell you. Well, also he made some comments about his like Kanye and Jay-Z that weren't that positive, and he said that some of the lines in Kanye's most recent album were whack as fuck. Here, let's see, Drake's Rolling Stone tweet. So he basically, and then he ended up deleting the tweets, and then he issued like an apology. All right, here we go. He was upset too that they ran stuff that he thought were off the record. So he goes, "I'm done doing interviews for magazines. I just want to give my music to the people. That's the only way my message gets across accurately. I'm disgusted with that. R.I.P. to Philip Seymour Hoffman. All respect is due, but the press is evil. I never commented on Yeezus for my interview portion of Rolling Stones. They also took my cover from me last minute and ran the issue." So like he doesn't like say that he deserves it over Philip Seymour Hoffman, but he's upset. He's obviously upset about not getting the cover, and then he ended up, deleting it and then making an apology. But still, Drake, who cares? Yeah, how dare you?
Yeah, who gives a fuck, dude? You're so famous. Why do you care?
Yeah, and also like that's too bad that they printed some of the stuff. Maybe you shouldn't send it to a reporter with a microphone and a magazine.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize the reporter might report.
Oh yeah.
Idiot.
All right.
How dare you?
Yep. So that covers the How Dare You segment, unless you have anyone else you want to air out right now.
This isn't really a how dare you. It's a I don't know. I think it's just a motivational speech. I really want this to work out because I'm sorry?
Do you want me to give you some music?
No. I mean, this is really quick. I don't know if you read about this, but we're pretty big Back to the Future fans. You know what? Why don't you get a little bit of that going if you have any sort of Back to the Future-y type music?
I sure do.
Coming in 2015, the Marty McFly Power Laces.
Woo!
So last year, the futuristic Nike shoes came out, but they didn't actually have power laces. But you know what, Nike? I am trying to get you motivated. I know you're listening. I know you're big fans, the whole Nike organization. Keep working on it, okay? We have one more year until we hit the Back to the Future 2 future, and I want to get as close as possible. Flying cars are not working out. Dehydrated pizza is not working out. But this is your chance of doing something.
So wait, the power laces that they'll tie themselves, sort of.
Yeah,
that's cool.
They're working on it.
Also, well, the Marty McFlys though, they didn't sell that many, or I thought they didn't sell that many to.
Well, it was for charity. It was like $100,000 shoe.
Yeah, I would love to have those. That'd be so awesome.
Apparently, they only had a 5-hour charge. Like I was thinking about that when you see that in the movie, you're like, ooh, I wonder how much he has to charge that at night. You think it's always electric. It's always charged. It's sort of an interesting thing.
All right. So.
Well, on that topic, I've got a little bit of something I want to rant about, if that's okay with you.
Oh no. Oh no, I cannot believe this.
It is time for a rant from Mark.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
You're cool.
You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
All right. Well, as listeners know, I've been on quite a health binge, about 10 weeks now, and there has been some crimes in the snack industry, and I'm calling you out, Fritos Lay, for the disappointment of baked Lays.
Oh, yeah.
That is the most bullshit snack in the world. I'm like, listen, if I want chips, I want chips. If I want to be healthy, I'll be healthy. Don't try to ruin my expectation of chips by giving me baked Lays. I remember when I was maybe 10 years older or so, I saw baked Lays on the aisle. I'm like, this is it. I'm going to be ripped. I've got baked Lays. Everything's going to be different from now on. They suck. Have you ever enjoyed a baked Lay, Harrison?
I have not, except for maybe the barbecue kind, but you know what? Doesn't hold a near candle to the real thing.
The original Lays.
You
know what?
Yeah, but fuck the original Lays, particularly the baked Lays.
The original baked Lays. No, like original Lays are great.
I
But
don't
original-
know. I'm not a fan.
You don't like straight up Lays?
No, I need some flavor. It's too.
Ah, well, yeah. I mean, you're
But
a
yeah,
flavor type
you're
person.
spot on with the baked Lays. Not, you know,
What
it's
the
not even
fuck?
that good for you either.
They're not. Yeah, it's all a scam. God damn it. God damn it.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? Frito-Lay, stick to what you know.
Yeah. Wait. Mark is running right now into the baked Lays factory. Wait, what is he doing? Mark, no. Put that gun away. No. He's shooting off.
No more baked Lays!
Wow.
I just killed way too many people. I
Yeah.
got a little bit of blood on the Lay. Let me try it. Officer, it's okay. It's okay.
Put the baked Lays down, Mark. Put them down.
Oh, that's better. Officer, try this.
You're right. Yeah.
Not that-
Tasty new flavor.
Officer, before you arrest me, try the baked Lays without the blood.
Wait 1 second.
They're
Yeah.
awful, aren't they?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
That is
Hold
some
on.
bullshit.
You can come out of the car. You don't have to talk to me over the speaker.
All right, 1 second. Huh,
Ooh.
it's a car door.
It's WD-40. See, it's awful, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. I'd be shooting up these suckers myself if I had to be subjected to this every day.
Let's call it accidental manslaughter, shall we?
All right, let's shake on it.
And scene.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right, let's see how we're doing on time. You know what? Do you want to just save the college story for next week?
Yeah, let's save the college
Let's do it.
story.
We got
Let's
about
about
an
something
hour
a
and
little bit
20
more
right now.
a little more time pressing. Tomorrow is President's Day, so we thought we would have a nice little quiz. Harrison versus Mark. Let's see who wins this week.
Yes, we will see who wins.
Put your books away. It's time for a pop quiz.
All right. All right. So. Oh, wow.
This is
I
just
wasn't ready for
some quiz music.
while
while
I
we're
explain the
talking
rules?
about it, yeah.
Okay, so we will have 5 questions. Some of them are multiple choice. Some are true, false. At least I think so. At least my questions are.
Mine are all multiple choice.
Perfect. I have 1 true, false. There's 2 multiple choices, A and B. And there'll be 5 questions, and we will have a tiebreaker in the event of a tie.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna go
Are you ready?
first.
Okay, you go first.
Question 1: Who was the first president born as a citizen of the United States? Is it A, and these are all 3 choices, Andrew Jackson, B, Martin Van Buren, C, William Henry Harrison?
What was the first choice?
Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson's my answer.
Is that your final answer?
Lock it in.
Locking it in.
Deal.
Here we go. Was he right or was he wrong? Oh no. You were wrong. The answer was B, Martin Van Buren. The first president
He was
born
the 8th
under
president
the
of the
U.S.
United
flag.
States.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool.
I know that from Seinfeld because he was getting beaten up in a pizza parlor while he's holding a red pepper flake shaker, and so he's holding the pepper shake with his thumb and his index finger, so he's showing 8 fingers, and the Van Buren boys don't beat him up because that's their sacred signal. 8 fingers.
Great.
All right. Number 1. Who was the fattest president? A. Warren G. Harding. B. William H. Taft. C. Teddy Roosevelt. Or D. Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
Oh, those guys are all fat.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was trying to do.
Who's the fattest one? I'm going with. I mean, I think Franklin Delano Roosevelt was FDR was in pretty good shape before he got the what did he get, polio or whatever whatever made him handicapped. Taft was a pretty fat guy. Just trying to Theodore Roosevelt. I'm gonna go with B, Taft.
Ding 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 ding. Wow, 1-0.
Wait, where's my? There we go. Oh, that's
yeah,
point.
it's pretty anticlimactic when you play the sound effects for your own answer. But okay, 1-0.
All right, 1-0.
Question 2.
We are going on to question 2. What president acquired the Louisiana Territory from Napoleon? Is it A, Thomas Jefferson, B, James Madison, or C, James Monroe?
I have no idea. Go through all of them again.
Thomas Jefferson, known as the author of the Declaration of Independence. B, James Madison, who made the Madison Resort and Hotel chain. Or C, James Monroe. And I don't even have to explain to you about James Monroe. We all know his right.
Marilyn Monroe's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a big weakness for the presidents. I'm gonna go with A.
Is it?
Final answer.
Final answer.
Oh
that is
shit!
Correct. The Louisiana Purchase, by the way, Mark, took place in 1803 during Jefferson's presidency.
I knew that. I was gonna say 1802, but I knew it was around then. Okay, question 2. Can Barack Obama play an instrument? True or false? It's not really a true or false. Yes or no?
Wait, say that again.
Can Barack Obama play an instrument? Yes or no?
That's such a 50-50 shot
50-50
here.
shot.
Can he play the instrument? Any instrument?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't think he can. I feel like he would if he did, or like
Oh, you mean like you would
I
advertise
would
it?
have seen it. Yeah, like I know, like
I feel like you would know how to
Bill
play an
Clinton
instrument if you knew how to
played
play an
the
instrument.
saxophone, and
He loved that shit.
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go with yes, he can.
You should go with your instinct.
I know. I should have known.
I was gonna spin you up by saying, and if yes, what instrument? So you'd be like, oh, okay, so he can, but what instrument? But no, he can't.
Right, that would have fooled me.
I think Michelle plays the piano.
Well, well, you know what? He clapping is an instrument. The hands.
Sure.
So technically I am right.
Yeah.
But you know what? The score is tied. 1-1. Question.
Oh wow! Hold on, I'm seeing a commercial for Chocolate Toast Crunch.
Oh wow.
God damn. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
Question 3. Who was the first president to be impeached? Is it A, Andrew Johnson? Is it B, Andrew Jackson? Or is it C, Andrew Blackson? No, I'm just kidding. C is Bill Clinton.
It's funny you say that because one of my questions was which 2 presidents were impeached, but I took it out because I thought it was boring. Andrew Johnson's the answer.
Oh, shit. What?
Andrew Johnson.
Andrew Johnson. Final answer?
Yeah, final answer. Lock it in.
Correct. 2. Yeah. Why was he impeached? Johnson was impeached.
It was. I read a little bit about it. It was. I think it was just bad politics with the Republicans. I sound like an idiot right now. I'm not really sure. It was all political though.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't like some controversy. There wasn't like some event. I think it was just all political.
It's just sort of like they're just trying to like they're like, oh, he's on our party.
Yeah.
Dramatic events. The first impeachment. It was a consummation of a lengthy political battle between the moderate Johnson and the radical Republican movement that dominated Congress. Cool.
Wait, but it was never carried through, right?
No, he wasn't.
So
he wasn't
no president's ever been
from office.
impeached and then kicked out of office.
No.
Nixon resigned.
Yeah, I think Nixon probably would have gone through.
All right, number 3.
All right.
Which Mexican specialty is Bill Clinton's favorite food? Chimichangas, fish tacos, chicken enchiladas, or a steak burrito?
It's got to be like chimichangas or the chicken enchiladas, because those other two are really boring.
Bill loves his food.
Chimichangas. I'm gonna go with A. Chimichangas.
Should have gone with your gut, Mr. Harrison. Chicken enchiladas was the answer.
Oh, I knew it was on there too. I guess that'd be weird.
Chimichangas, I think I've maybe had. It's like a fried. It's like fried. It's fried, right?
Yeah, it's. There's like junk in it. I don't know.
What's your favorite Mexican food?
Love nachos. Love guac, queso.
I love guac.
I'm trying to. Probably nachos is what I'd go with.
When did you? I don't really like the spiciness to the cheddar. I think it's sort of. I don't know. When did you start eating guac? I was really late to the guac game. Like I had it. I'm like, wow, how did it take me this long?
I think it's just one of those things where I didn't like. There's a lot of stuff.
You're sketched out by it.
Yeah, it looks kind of gross.
I was sketched out by hummus and guacamole, and they're both amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like sushi. I was late to the game. Sandwiches.
Yeah, this girl that I was going out. Well, I wasn't really going out with. This girl that I went out with a couple times didn't like sushi, and I was kind of turned off by that idea.
Huh.
I love sushi.
Yeah.
I love it.
There's got to be something good, for you if you like sushi, even if
yeah, you get some teriyaki or something.
You can get some cooked stuff. All right. Questions number 4.
4 for you.
Score
Okay.
is 2-1.
Yep.
Who won the presidency by a single electoral vote? Is it A, Abraham Lincoln, B, Rutherford B. Hayes, C...
What? Is that a president?
Of course it is.
Never heard of that person before in my life. All right,
C,
go on.
Chester A. Arthur. And it is. I just got a note from or a tweet from a fan saying this quiz is unfair because I'm giving you 3 choices when you're giving me 4, but you did though give me a 2-choice question, which I didn't.
Yeah, so it'll balance out. Can you say, was it a re-election or was it a first-time election?
Who won the presidency? Yeah, I don't know.
Won the presidency.
Who won the presidency?
What are the choices? What are the choices again?
Abraham Lincoln, A. B, Rutherford B. Hayes. C, Chester A. Arthur.
I don't know anything about those other 2 presidents. Abraham Lincoln seems like an easy choice, but seems too easy. I'm going to go with B.
You are correct. Ding!
Wow.
Ding,
ding, ding.
Yes, he took office in the most contested election in U.S. history. The winner was not determined until 3 days before the inauguration.
That's almost borderline Bush v. Gore. What was that? That spread was really small too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It all came down to Florida.
Yeah. I think it wasn't one vote, though. I think it was like 12.
Remember it took like months for them to decide?
Yeah.
They didn't know who the president was.
Yeah, recount. That was a crazy, crazy time.
Yeah, I took a class on, was it? It was a politics class. We talked about how that the voting card was so badly designed, people didn't know what to vote for.
Yeah, I saw that in some places. It was confusing.
The bubble was arbitrary.
And what was interesting too is that just Al Gore won the popular vote, but didn't win the.
Yeah, and that goes to the whole question of should the popular vote mean more, which I think the popular vote should be the way it is.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Why? It's so pathetic that we can't vote online yet. Imagine how much more people would vote if you could vote online.
Yeah, I agree. I guess it's just hard to make it secure at this point.
Is it though? Like I transfer thousands of dollars online. I buy things online. I invest online. I can't vote online.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. I think a lot of this stuff needs to be moved online. I think a lot of like decisions need to be like just have like a poll of put a public opinion.
Well, I sort of disagree with that. I mean, I think it would be good for them.
Certain things.
Well, I think it would be good to pass opinions up, but I mean, we vote on these people to make decisions for us. You know what I mean? Like, we're not the ones that are necessarily informed about these issues. That's why we vote for people.
Yeah, I'm just talking stuff about, like, I guess, weed legalization and just like gay marriage, like topics
It'd be good
like that
to crowdsource
where
opinions.
where everyone sort of knows what's like both sides of it. All right, so give me my question.
Okay, number 4. What was JFK's favorite drink? Was it A, daiquiri, B, a gin and tonic, C, Four Loko, or D, rum and coke?
The answer is obviously C, Four Loko. Not final answer.
I am not going to take that answer.
What was the last one? Rum and coke.
Yeah.
Rum is it? I think it's rum and coke or gin and tonic. Daiquiri, like get out of here. JFK is a real man. I'm gonna go with. Oh God, rum and coke. I wonder if that's like a more. I feel like that's not a '60s type thing. I'm gonna go with B, gin and tonic.
You know, if I was one of those reporters that I hate, I would go right to the internet right now and I would say, Harrison Gross says JFK is not a man because he likes daiquiris.
Oh no.
I would spin everything you just said. Quote, Harrison Gross says JFK was not a real man. He doesn't
have manly preferences. Daiquiris, really? It's
Yeah,
like saying my favorite drink is Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah.
Mike's
what is your
Hard,
favorite? I mean,
Four
I guess
Loko.
you're a beer guy.
My favorite drink right now is vodka soda because it's like it takes the least. It gets me drunk and it takes
it's
the least.
a little bit healthier than tonic.
Yeah, the least biggest toll on my
body. Well, I ordered it. I usually my go-to drink's a gin and tonic, but I ordered a gin and soda yesterday and it just was not worth it.
Yeah, I do vodka soda. It's just squeezing a little lemon, or lime. I mean, delish.
I gotten so much better at taking shots. I could not take shots like freshman year in college. I was such a pussy.
Yeah,
I would just.
Yeah, we woke you up on your birthday with shots, and you guys were so wasted.
We were so into that Bacardi flavored, that Bacardi melon. Do you remember we used to drink so much
delicious.
of that?
I still like it.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
God, I just have all these memories of sitting in our dorm room taking shots before going out. Like, do you remember during orientation we like got drunk before every meal? It was like the new area of being able to drink like easily.
Right. Yeah.
God, what a different time.
God, yeah. I got
What a
drunk
different time.
so quickly. All right, so we got one question left. I think you're winning 3-1. It's
3-1. Let's make this last one 2 points.
2 points, and then maybe we'll
Yeah,
have a
let's do it.
tiebreaker. All right, so I should go first, just in terms of making the game more interesting. That way, I can tie it up, and then it'll be up to you.
Okay, cool. So you might know this. I don't want to give you any hints, but you might know this just offhand. Who installed the presidential bowling alley? Lyndon Johnson, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, or Richard Nixon?
Go through that list again.
Lyndon Johnson, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, and Richard Nixon. If you're not confident, I'll give you a little bit of a hint.
I think it's Carter or Johnson.
I'm gonna give you a hint. There's a really famous picture of this guy using it, and I think they feature it in The Big Lebowski. I'm pretty sure. What are you doing? What are you typing?
Nothing.
Are you cheating?
No. I'm thinking though. I'm looking up another question. How dare you? How dare you?
All right, you're right. I should have been.
The institution of this quiz. I think it's between Carter and Lyndon B. Johnson. Oh, wait, and then there's Nixon. Maybe it's him. And who was the fourth choice?
Gerald Ford.
Huh.
Like, you've probably seen this picture before of him bowling.
I guess it's just by what you're saying. I'm gonna have to go with Richard Nixon because he's the most.
Yeah, ding ding ding. I just wanted you to tie it up.
Yeah.
Ding ding ding! It is tied. Holy shit! All right, I gotta find another question. Shit.
All right. Well, not necessarily because you could get this right.
Oh yeah, okay.
Win all the marbles. So, last question. Who was the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms? Is it A, James Monroe? We all know the rap on him.
Everyone does that, yeah.
B, Theodore Roosevelt? Or C, Grover Cleveland?
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Non-consecutive terms. That is mind-blowing. I will. Do you know what the context was?
Let me look it up.
Were they like, "We want you back"?
No, I think maybe he lost and then he
Wow, talk about confidence.
ran again.
Yeah, and won. Unbelievable. Can you go back through the?
Yes, it is A. James Monroe, B. Theodore Roosevelt, or C. Grover Cleveland.
I think it's either. I think it's Monroe. I don't know why, but I think I've heard this before. I'm gonna go with Monroe.
Are you gonna lock in on that answer?
Yeah, lock it in. Deal.
Here's the thing.
Oh,
Wrong.
wow.
Unfortunately, the answer was C. Grover Cleveland. He was the 22nd and 24th president of the United States. And let's look. I'm looking this up right now. That was what I was typing. You accusing me of cheating. Let's see. First term as president, soon blah blah blah. To fast killing was president of the power appointment. Spoil system. Wait, what the? Okay, here we go. Looks like he beat out Harrison. I guess. What did he do? Did he lose? I guess he lost. I guess. Oh, so it was a rematch. Huh. Wait. Stop campaigning. All right, this isn't interesting. What I think he just lost. The Republicans won, and then he just ran again. If someone's wrong, we'll come next show. We'll correct it. All right,
We'll correct it.
So let's do this tiebreaker question. I will get one.
Yeah, I'm looking for one right now. Let's see here. George Bush is worth $26 million. I guess it's not that surprising.
All right, let me ask you the question.
Ooh, I have such a good question.
All right,
Hold on.
All right, here we go. Who was the youngest man to serve as president? Is it A, Theodore Roosevelt, B, John F. Kennedy, or C, Bill Clinton?
It's not Bill Clinton. What were the first two again?
Theodore Roosevelt or John F. Kennedy?
I feel like John F. Kennedy. I think it's John Kennedy.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, lock it in.
All right. Judges, is John F. Kennedy correct? Drum roll, please. The answer was A, Theodore Roosevelt. He was only 42 when he took over the presidency. After
How old?
He was 42 when he took over. After
I thought you said
McKinley's
two.
assassination, Kennedy was the youngest man to be elected president, though, at the age of 43.
Wait, what was the question? Oh, to
serve,
take
to
over.
serve.
You
Serve as
little
president.
bastard.
So I when I was taking the quiz, I was like, oh yeah, it's up like Kennedy because he was the youngest one, but I guess just the distinction between serving and being elected. So
Wow. Okay. So this is the last question. If no one gets this right, then it'll be a tie, and maybe I think for friends, I think that's a good thing.
All right.
Okay. Who was the richest president? Was it like in relative dollars? So it's not in what I mean, like in translated to 20.
So adjusted or adjusting?
Yeah. Adjusted. Sure. Was it A, Andrew Jackson, B, George Washington, 3, Theodore? Wait, did you give me 3 options?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do. Okay. A, Andrew Jackson, B, George Washington, or C, Theodore Roosevelt?
God, I don't think it's not Washington. I think Theodore Roosevelt was pretty wealthy. He would go on those crazy adventures, but I think Jackson was wealthy too. Like he was sort of a sell. I'm gonna go with Theodore Roosevelt.
All right, I'm gonna go through the rankings. Number 4 is Andrew Jackson, worth $119 million.
Okay.
Number 3, Theodore Roosevelt,
Oh, no.
125
George
million.
Washington was rich?
Number 2, Thomas Jefferson, 212 million. Get ready for this. Number 1, George Washington, $525 million.
Oh, adjusted, though. God damn. All right. Well,
no winners this week.
it's a tie. Yeah, no winners. Wow. Jeez. So
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Is that
What did he do?
Oh, here we go. His Virginia plantation, Mount Vernon, consisted of 5 separate farms, 8,000 acres. He had 300 slaves. That'll help. And are you ready? His salary, wow, surprising. His salary was 2% of the U.S. budget in 1789. 2% went to him.
Wait, what year?
1789.
Oh, 1789. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess what else are they spending money on?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy if Obama got that today. 2%.
What's the salary today? Like $300K?
Yeah, something like that. No,
Not
I think
enough.
it's like $500K or something. I don't know.
Not
Really
enough.
Yeah, that's interesting though. That's a good question.
That has got to be the worst job in America.
Yeah, stressful. No thanks. Like thankless job, kind of.
What do you think's the latest he slept in the last 5 years?
That's what I was gonna ask you. Actually, you're not asleep. Is sort of like a question like that. I don't know. Like,
He probably wakes up at 6 every day, earlier.
yeah. What do you do on President's Day? Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, you're supposed to like remember
I have
the
work,
presidents?
so
Yeah,
I
you
don't,
have work.
I'm
I
gonna be
have class,
working.
too. Yeah, and like, what is Obama doing? Like,
But the stock market's
chilling?
closed. I don't know. God, talk about pressure, man. I like couldn't deal with it. I'd be like, you know what? Not today, America. I'm gonna take the day off, see a movie.
Yeah.
Sounds awful. Speaking of movie, I heard the Lego movie was unbelievable.
I need to
I've
see
been
it.
meaning to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see it this week.
Maybe I'll see it tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, great.
see
Well,
watch
happy President's Day, Harrison.
Yes, happy President's to you too. President's Day.
Happy President's Day. And yeah, that's about all I've got for this week of the Mark and Harry show.
Yep, me too. Yeah, it was a good chat, and yeah, I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
All right, peace.
Peace.
You have just listened to The Mark and Harry Show.
I love the Mark and Harry show.
You have just listened to The Mark and Harry Show.